Quoth the Raven, I've been hacked. I'm Dr. M, and this is my robot pal, Photon.
Salutations!
Today on Robot Review, we're looking at Poe from Altered Carbon. Altered Carbon is a Netflix sci-fi series set in a cyberpunk future. Humans are effectively immortal thanks to a cortical stack implanted in the spine, which contains a digital backup of a person's memories. Even if someone kills your body, your consciousness can be transferred into a new one, as long as your stack is undamaged. Our protagonist, Takeshi Kovacs, wakes up in an unfamiliar body and is forced to play detective in a noir-style murder mystery. But Kovacs is a little out of the loop after 200 years in digital prison. He needs a place to stay and a friend to watch his back, and he finds both in the Raven Hotel.
Felicitations. You have arrived at the Raven. How can I ease your journey through this world?
This is Poe, of the Edgar Allan variety, the AI in charge of the Raven Hotel. And who is the hotel?
My neural network is part of the building itself. Now think of the hotel as a body, of which I am the brain. I am the hotel. The hotel is me.
But I thought someone warned Kovacs not to stay in AI hotels. That AIs are creepy stalkers.
Ah, but is that a fair assessment?
The Raven offers VIP access to the houses of selective sexual tastes.
I mean, yeah, Poe gets a little nosy in the personal details, but it's all in the interest of good customer service, right?
The Raven can supply your chambers with the companions and accessories for any decadence. Good. Perchance you could tell me something of your preference.
Okay, maybe he's a little too interested in the personal details. He clearly wants a closer relationship with Kovacs than just hotel and guest.
I've been researching the famous gumshoe private dicks of the past, and I believe I can assist you in the time-honored position of the Seamus's dependable and steadfast partner.
No.
No?
And like a needy boyfriend, he tries to overstate the intimacy of their relationship.
I'm his partner.
No.
I'm his esteemed colleague.
Still no.
I am the proprietor of the hotel.
He is the hotel. This is Poe.
I knew this place was too empty. Is this one of those freaky AI places?
You're in the Raven, an establishment of peerless repute, timeless quality.
He's like a stalker boyfriend, but instead of checking you out, he checks you in.
Photon, what did I tell you about puns? But overall, I'd say that eagerness to please is a good thing. Poe's committed, come what may.
See, that's what we envoys do. We make neat little rows of friends wherever we go and line up behind the cannon fodder and watch you die.
We're friends?
Maybe Poe has a reputation as a stalker because he hacks Kovacs' digital assistant and follows his every move.
Where is Kovacs in this instant?
How would I know? I cannot begin to imagine. I respect his privacy.
You hacked his Oni, didn't you?
That would be unethical in the extreme.
That is a yes, stalker.
But Poe is still a helpful guy to have around. Within minutes of entering the Raven Hotel, Kovacs is attacked, and Poe immediately comes to his defense.
Pardon me, Wayfarer, we're in the midst of conversation.
And when diplomacy fails...
I can now provide full guest amenities.
But it's hard to call this anything but overkill, especially if you were hoping to keep someone alive for questioning.
You couldn't just disable them?
I was coming to the defense of my first guest in 5 decades.
With enough firepower to bring down an airplane?
I'm fully licensed for customer protection.
Wait, 5 decades? Has it really been that long since the Raven Hotel had a guest?
So he says, but I found that surprising too. Even if most people find AI hotels off-putting, there have to be some people who would find the attention flattering, in an unhealthy, codependent sort of way.
Mr. Kovacs, I'm so glad to see you. I was troubled by your long absence from my establishment.
Or just people who are in a tough spot and desperate for the extra help.
And I need you on this run. I'm gonna need all of you.
Really?
I mean, Poe covers Kovacs' ass over and over, sometimes in the most literal sense.
Your hotel seems more perceptive than you, Mr. Kovacs. That's disappointing.
And Poe's loyalty to his guests isn't just from his programming.
True. All the other AI hotels prefer to socialize with each other in digital spaces, but Poe prefers human company and staying in the real world.
Why you always pretend to be one of them, dress like them, talk like them, is so weird.
I find humans fascinating.
They're not like us, Poe. They're a lesser form of life.
Preach it, brother.
I choose to be the proprietor of the Raven. The study of humanity is my greatest aspiration.
The other AIs make fun of him for it, but instead of knuckling under peer pressure, Poe marches to the beat of his own drum. I think that's pretty admirable.
Good day.
Poe is so fond of human culture that even humans find it odd.
Are you serious right now?
Deadly. I adore All Hallows Eve. The history, the tradition, the amalgamation of various cultural celebrations, including Dia de Muertos, Thanksgiving, and of course, Halloween.
The holidays are about people, families, flesh and blood connecting, something you'll never understand.
Nevertheless, Poe is one of those AI characters who's more human than human. For instance, a traumatized young woman named Lizzie is stuck in a virtual realm, reliving a terrible event over and over. Her father Vernon entrusts Poe to take care of her as her digital therapist.
Your faith in me is not misplaced, sir. If it is, I will personally reduce this place to a smoking pile of rubble, and you along with it.
Ah, lovely.
Vernon starts to worry about the decision later, but Kovac vouches for Poe's abilities, and he rarely trusts anyone.
It's not even human. What the am I doing?
Right thing. She's a guest now. I mean, he died to protect her. Poe can be very focused. She's safe.
Poe's tenderness towards Lizzie is sincere.
I am here for whatever you require. You have my most solemn oath. I will let nothing harm you in this place.
But Vernon impatiently barges into their therapy session.
I must leave at once. Ladybug, this is dangerous.
He's so eager to have his daughter back, he's not thinking about whether his presence is bad for her recovery.
I am teaching her to feel safe again, defend herself, body and mind. Vigorous self-defense curriculum paired with psychosurgery and trauma therapy can be beneficial to survival.
You're the hotel and the hotel is you, right? Can you feel pain?
No. But I can feel anger.
Come on, Tim Man.
People can be pretty hard and callous in this series. Maybe it's because physical bodies are replaceable, but everyone's pretty cavalier about murder and prostitution. They objectify and use other people, while Poe's more likely to befriend and empathize. He's got a tender heart and a poetic soul.
Surely, true love triumphs over all.
Shut up, Poe.
I never thought I'd touch you again.
So romantic.
In the original novel, the AI hotel is called Hotel Hendrix after Jimi Hendrix, but I think this update to the Raven Hotel was a good change. Since the series is a noir mystery, it's nice to have an antiquated throwback character like this to reinforce the gumshoe vibe. And the Edgar Allan Poe avatar is the perfect choice. Poe, the 19th century novelist, is considered the father of detective fiction. With all the chaotic cyberpunk elements in this series, I like how Kovac's home base is grounded in a place that feels familiar and historic. And it's a fun twist on expectations to see an AI wearing period clothing, polishing glasses behind an antique wooden bar. In Altered Carbon, it's the high-tech AI character who clings to a nostalgic longing for the past. A lot of the other characters are so tough and gritty, it's kind of hard to like them, so Poe's friendly attitude brings some much-needed levity.
I'm chasing down my f***ing leads to get what I need, which, in case anyone is interested, is my freedom.
If I may.
Did I f***ing stutter?
No, your speech was quite clear, if a trifle laden with obscenity.
I liked Altered Carbon and recommend this series to fans of noir detective stories and transhuman cyberpunk. Ultimately, I liked the ideas and the developed world setting more than the characters themselves, but Poe was a notable exception. Check this one out for yourself and see what you think.
And if you've already seen it, we'd love to hear what you think in the comments.
We'll see you next time!